Hi, good morning, everybody. Rachel here, your self-help socialite, bringing you the hottest events and programs for kick-ass business and life. And today I'm very excited to be here with Melissa Kathryn from Radiance, who's going to share with us her Radiance Hottie Holiday Guide, or he'll tell us exactly what it is, which will help us through the holidays. And I have some questions for you, Melissa. But first, tell us like a little bit about the guide and why you created it.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here with your beautiful women. I created the Holiday Howdy Guide. I am an ideal body and lifestyle expert. So, I work with women all around the world to disconnect them from their emotional connection with food so that they experience lasting weight loss, really love their bodies, and create a life in which they thrive. And for me, that was a struggle that I had for most of my life. Um,
I
so,
hear you.
yeah, so I can go into my whole story there, but what I found and what I see time and time again, and just from my own struggles, was I know that when I was on my journey to getting health and fit, there were like two areas that people would fall into, including myself at the time. And it was really either you deprive yourself and you're feeling good and you've lost some weight and you have such a fear around gaining any of that weight back that you're not enjoying the holidays, right?
Yep.
And so you actually say no to parties, you don't know what to do, you get really flustered, and you actually end up sabotaging yourself. You go into self-sabotage, and then you notice that weight comes back on and you just get frustrated and you feel hopeless and you want to give up. And on the latter side, it's, you've had these healthy habits. You want to get healthy, you want to lose weight, you want to feel fit, but you're kind of like, oh, I'll just wait till New Year's. You throw all caution to the wind and you kind of just go into overindulge mode where you've actually fully, there's nothing wrong with having what you want when you want it. But when you just say to yourself, you actually end up doing it in an unhealthy way where you're not even really enjoying like the brownie or the cookies, but you end up eating 10 of them because you're like, it's the holidays.
Right.
And then come January, it's that much harder. And again, you feel hopeless and you feel like you need to invest in crazy fad diets, go on a 30, 40-day juice cleanse, and you just feel disgusting. Like you can't even button your pants and you're like, how did this happen?
Yep.
I felt good only 30 days ago. So
Exactly, exactly. So, you know what, Melissa, it's perfect timing because since like the last time that we spoke, just for everybody to know, I've been to Toronto on a business trip. I'm leaving next week for San Diego for a huge conference with 10,000 people, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of events. And even just yesterday, we had our holiday party from the company, and this is a perfect example because I want to give people like a sneak peek of one of your tips that I'm sure you have in the guide. And I fell into probably both of those categories. I made a really great healthy choice for having like salmon and vegetables at the restaurant. And then, of course, it came around to dessert. And I decided not to have dessert. And I'm like, I'm just going to get my tea. Well, guess what happened? I got my tea, which would be from that, like, forget it, I'm not having anything camp. And then the huge Sunday came, and I'm like, and then there was so much pressure, like, oh, come on, guys, help me, help me. And so I'm like, oh, I'll take this walnut. But of course, it wasn't a walnut. It was like covered in who knows whatever else, the way we
yeah, and the
rationalize
caramel
everything.
and ice cream and the whipped cream, and then one bite turns into 10 bites, and then you've actually split the sundae.
Exactly. So help me out here. Like, what do we do in those situations so that we feel festive and we feel part of it, but we're honoring, and for me, on top of it, I'm allergic to dairy. I'm not even supposed to be having the ice cream, but it gets so overwhelming because it's so good and it's right in front of my face and the peer pressure. So give us a quick tip before you tell us, like, what do we do?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot going on there, right? That we could get into, but essentially, what you want to do is, and you guys, in the guide, I have a whole tip, and I gave everybody a meal planning, and
Ooh,
I go really into having a strategy. So one great tip that I always tell all my clients, and really anybody that I know, and it's helped me a great deal. I always ask myself, how do I want to feel at the end of this meal?
mm,
Make decisions that are aligned with that feeling and with that desire for yourself. And when
ugh,
you come from that space, a lot of times we go into it since there's a deprivation because we've already said, I'm not going to have, I've been so good. We're in
right,
this good versus bad. We
right,
don't just say, you know what, I'm going to listen. Does my body want that right now? Not my mind. Does my
right.
body want that? And will I feel good? What's going to feel better for me at the end of this?
I
Just to
love
have
that.
my tea and a bite? ordering a cup of like fruit on the side, like some berries and some whipped cream, or a different alternative, some sorbet, or you know what I mean, or indulging in a nice, beautiful glass of wine, or just saying, I'm just gonna have the tea, or indulging and being okay with it.
Right.
Like
Yes.
that, having that plan and really talking to yourself and creating that inner dialogue.
I really love that. So just to like recap for everybody, it's like, how do I want to feel after this meal? And I think that it's so easy to just like forget about that little piece because we want to feel a certain way in that moment with our coworkers, with our friends, or whoever we're celebrating that holiday party with. And then two is like once you make a decision, really like listen to your body and stick with that decision. And also the planning is going to be key. So in a nugget, tell us about the holiday guide because clearly I needed to have it before I went to this event yesterday, and I will be getting it ASAP.
She's signed up by now.
Yeah.
So the holiday guide started in Thanksgiving, and just so you guys know, just going back to what Rachel was saying really quick, it's never about the food, right?
Yes.
There's always something else that you want to be experiencing. So ask yourself what that is. But
I
going
love
back,
that.
this guide started in the week of Thanksgiving. November 25th, and it'll take you right to January 3rd. That's completely free. There is nothing that you have to buy. There's even an amazing contest where you guys get an awesome prize, whoever the winner is. I'm actually jealous and don't want to give you the gift that I
Ooh, I love prizes. We love prizes.
yeah, love. So good. And anyway, you get 2 tips a week in your mailbox. You're not inundated. And the feedback has been incredible. Everyone's like, this has helped me so much. I'm so aligned. There's an exclusive Facebook group, the Holiday Hottie group. And you can get it at radianceholidayguide.com. Again, that's radianceholidayguide.com. Feel free to reach out to me at melissa@melissakathryn.com. You can go to my website to learn more about me. Sign up there for my free gifts. I'd love to have you be a holiday hottie.
I love it. Awesome. All right. Well, everybody, I hope that you can join us with the Holiday Hottie Challenge, contest, guide. Check it out. I want to hear from you. What tips did you try? And, how did it go? So that hopefully we can hear from you in January to say we made it to the other side and we're still feeling hot and radiant and fabulous and can continue moving into the new year. And I'm sure in the new year, Melissa will have amazing other tips for us to survive 2014, feeling great in our body and in our everything. So thank you so much, Melissa. It was so fun to have you. And happy holidays, everybody, from, Self-Help Socialite, giving you the best tips and events for the best life you can have. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.